The stars glittered like scattered diamonds across the black void, but to the Zanteri, the galaxy was just a hunting ground. As an ancient and powerful species, they had conquered countless worlds, subjugating species that once thought themselves mighty. They had encountered many races in their long history, but none were as amusingly primitive as humanity. The Zanteri fleet, an awe-inspiring armada of sleek, black ships, glided silently through the darkness. The commander, Xalnok, stood at the center of the bridge, his long silver arms folded across his chest as he surveyed the planet below. Earth, a planet the Zanteri had recently discovered, seemed like little more than a backwater world full of weak, fragile creatures. These humans, Xalnok scoffed, his voice a deep, resonant growl. They squabble among themselves, fight wars over petty ideologies, and live in constant fear of their own environment. Pathetic. The fleet's sensors had detected no advanced weaponry or technology on Earth, nothing to suggest the humans were anything more than a primitive species struggling to survive. Xalnok had seen countless species like them, easy to manipulate, easy to conquer. Prepare to land, Xalnok ordered. Let's show them what it means to be a part of the Zanteri Empire. The Zanteri forces descended into Earth's atmosphere, their ships cutting through the clouds with terrifying speed and precision. They landed in the heart of a sprawling human city, and as the doors opened, a group of human soldiers stood waiting, armed with rifles that appeared laughably primitive to the Zanteri. The humans looked up at the towering alien figures with confusion and fear, but they did not waver. Their leader, General Samuel Grant, stepped forward. "You've come to conquer us, haven't you?" he asked, his voice steady. "Well, you've got a fight on your hands." The Zanteri burst into laughter, their voices echoing through the streets. "A fight?" Xalnok scoffed. "Against you? Your species is no more than insects to us." The Zanteri were as tall as buildings, their skin a tough, chitinous armor, their weapons capable of leveling entire cities with a single shot. Humans, on the other hand, were short, fragile creatures, barely able to withstand the pressure of their own atmosphere. Their weapons, though powerful, were primitive compared to the Zanteris. There was no way these humans could challenge them, or so they thought. General Grant motioned to his soldiers, and with a sharp, synchronized move, they pulled out small, hand-held devices, pieces of technology that the Zanteri had initially dismissed as useless. In seconds, the soldiers activated the devices, and suddenly the ground beneath the Zanteri shook. A low, rumbling sound filled the air as the sky darkened, and the very earth began to shift. Xalnok's eyes narrowed as he looked around in disbelief. The humans were standing firm, their faces hard with determination. "What's happening?" Xalnok growled. "You're on our planet now," General Grant said, his voice cold. "Welcome to Earth." The Zanteri watched in horror as the ground split open, revealing massive caverns beneath the surface. From these dark, fiery depths, massive creatures began to emerge. These were not the kinds of creatures the Zanteri were accustomed to encountering. These were Earth's beasts, mutated by the planet's brutal, hostile environment. Huge, serpentine monsters slithered from the caverns, their scales glowing with an unnatural heat. Enormous, clawed creatures with armored shells and teeth like daggers roared as they charged forward, and the most terrifying of all, hulking beasts covered in spikes and bristling with venomous quills, shambled from the dark. The Zanteri were taken aback. "What are these things?" Xalnok stammered, his voice shaking. "These are the creatures that our ancestors had to fight to survive," General Grant said. "This is the world we live on. Earth isn't a paradise. It's a hellworld." The Zanteri had underestimated humanity's resilience. Earth was not a peaceful world, but a planet of endless challenges. From the brutal, ever-changing climate to the vicious creatures lurking in its shadows, humans had learned to survive in an environment that would have crushed most other species. They had fought against the odds every single day of their existence, adapting and evolving to overcome each new threat. The Zanteri, who had once seen humans as weak and helpless, now found themselves facing a terror they had never anticipated. The creatures of Earth, driven by the humans' command, attacked with ferocity. The Xantare's advanced weaponry was no match for the relentless fury of these beasts. Each time a Xantari soldier tried to fire, the creatures were upon them, tearing through their armor with ease. "You laugh at us," General Grant said, watching as the Xantari soldiers were overwhelmed. "But you've never faced a world like ours. We've lived in the shadows of monsters for millennia. You think your advanced technology can save you? You're on Earth now, and here we don't just survive, we thrive." Salnok stumbled back, his confidence shattered. His people had conquered entire star systems, but they were not prepared for this. They had underestimated the humans' ability to adapt, to turn the very dangers of their planet into weapons. The Xantari ships, still hovering above, began to retreat. Their once proud fleet now appeared weak, vulnerable. Salnok, now realizing the full scope of the mistake his empire had made, transmitted a message to his fleet. "Withdraw. We will never conquer this planet. We will never conquer humanity." As the Xantari ships disappeared into the atmosphere, General Grant stood tall, watching them leave. He had just proven the greatest truth of all: humanity was not weak. They were survivors, and no alien empire would ever laugh at them again. The Hellworld had claimed another victim. The end.